There you are. Thought I'd check in on you. You look like you were getting ready to throttle Dr. Black.
I very well could. How can he do this to us? Everything I've built up is here in the Arts and Letters Club.
You're overreacting, as usual.
Oh, don't tell me I'm overreacting. It was you who persuaded me to support Dr. Black and also suggested that I borrow money from you for the development of this club. $500,000. It was meant to be paid back in revenues.
Pish posh, there's more to life than the Arts and Letters Club. Broaden your horizons. Stop obsessing about your precious club reputation.
It's too late. I've already deposited that money and the development firm told me no dice.
The development firm?
Yes. Peacock Enterprises, which was owned by the late Mrs. Peacock's late husband and signed over to Dr. Black. Dr. Black must have known that the money was going to the destruction of this club and not my renovation of stage. But how did he find out about the deposit? The only ones who knew were me and you.
Well, there's a lesson here, Scarlett. Don't borrow money from me if you can't play the game. Trust me, there are things at play here that are beyond your understanding of the situation.
Well, comprehend this, Green. I'm not about to let Dr. Black turn this stage into his own personal waterslide. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna speak to Dr. Black and get that deposit back. After all, it is your money, and it's in your best interest to get it back.
And how would you know where my best interests lay?
You're involved in this scheme, Green. There's no doubt about that. You must have told Dr. Black about the money, knowing the desperate situation it would put me in. I think it's you who's helping Dr. Black. I can't prove it. But if you are, and you think he's going to reward you, you're crazy. He'll betray you too.
But what the hell do I say to him?
Well, that's for you to decide, Green, and you better decide soon, because if you don't fix Black, I will!
Mrs. White, that's an awful lot of work you're doing. You're not the catering staff.
Well, funny, Professor, at the last board meeting, Dr. Black said that catering was not in the club's budget, and he dismissed the catering, and I'm left to do everything.
Surprised he hasn't sacked you too.
Well, Professor, he needs someone he can trust. Besides, it's not all for nothing.
Really? Is that so?
Let's just say Dr. Black and I met on the...
Oh?
Perhaps I shouldn't be telling you this, but Dr. Black has promised me my own penthouse. So I decided to play nice with him. A bit of tit for tat in exchange for a bit of suffering on my part.
Maybe acting nice works for you with him, but not for me.
Oh, come now, Professor. What could possibly be wrong between you and Dr. Black?
Let's start with not getting those finer rewards for all that tit for tat and endless suffering, as you said. Tell me, Mrs. White, how long have you known me in the club?
Oh, I don't know. About 40 years, an awfully long time.
Yes, a long time. And tell me, when have you ever seen my name mentioned in the Lamps letter?
I never read those things, never mind having to compose them.
The answer is never. And you know why? No one takes me seriously here. All those years of liberal arts courses, literary history, and early childhood education, I write the most unique children's books. I teach creative writing courses at George Brown. Warren Clemens has nothing on me, yet he gets all the display space outside the office. Dr. Black finally promised to give me a feature in this coming month's Lamps Letter for my new children's book, Professor Peregrine's Pestilent Poems for Petulant Pupils. Oh, sounds like an excellent corker, said Dr. Black. Good egg, Professor. Everyone will love it. He was just toying with me.
Well, you complain about it, but I don't see you doing anything about it.
All these years, I thought Dr. Black was my friend, but really, he just abused me, ridiculed me, and all behind my back. I think this might just be the last straw.
Oh, stop that, will you?
Well, what am I going to do?
Well, you might make yourself useful and take these to the library and put a candle in there, and it might illuminate your problems.
It's a masterpiece, wouldn't you say? My finest work.
Don't you think what you're doing is a little risky?
I don't know what you mean, Florence.
Well, I've been finding your invoices in the club mailbox. Who is this Monsieur Alfonso Brunet?
Oh, he's just some chap I met in a reconnaissance in Normandy, that's all.
And I suppose he painted this portrait. And all your other paintings?
Dr. Black must never get wind of this. He's a very dangerous man, Florence.
Believe me, Cordelia, I have grown to fear him. He made a terrible fool of me.
He's made a fool out of all of us. Now you are going to have to protect yourself. Here, I want to offer you this. It's my old service revolver.
Oh, no, I couldn't. No.
You take it. I want you to protect yourself. Now, stop being silly. Put your finger here, like that. No, this finger. I would do it. I would defend you, dear. But unfortunately, I have an arthritic thumb joint. Oh.
What an outrage, Dr. Black. The way you shoved me away dismissively. The way you dismiss the severity of the funds stolen while I was president.
Yes, Penelope, I'm sure you're very distressed about the missing funds. But rest assured, the Arts and Letters Club is in perfectly good hands.
Watch your back, Black. I wouldn't be surprised if someone would want to kill you.
We'll have a lovely evening. Coffee. I'll just put it there. Oh.
I want to talk to you, Black.
Oh, what is it now, Plummy, old boy?
You promised to mention me in the Lamps Letter, and now that you're shutting down the club, I'll never be recognized.
Calm down, old boy. You're surely mistaken. I did mention you.
You did?
I gave you a special mention in the final edition. The Man of Honor.
Oh, well, may I see it?
Later, if I feel like it. Now scram. Hello, darling. Well, you'll see I've made everything just nice and romantic. Coffee by candlelight, your favorite.
I'll snuff out your candles. Rich,
Oh, that's no way to speak to your beloved.
you used me.
Perhaps I might have.
I gave you everything. My loyalty, my support, my money.
Correction. Your late husband's money. But everything has a price.
Even your life, Dr. Black?
It looks like that doughty old colonel forgot to load it for you, darling. How feeble. Speaking of the colonel, a fascinating invoice I found. One that might wind her up behind bars for forgery.
Where did you find that?
In your purse. Now let's see. One presidential portrait on order from Monsieur Alphonse Brunet, Paris, France, commissioned by Colonel Cordelia T. Mustard, valued at 20,000 francs. Could that possibly be the same portrait of me in the studio which I personally commissioned from her?
I can't tell you any more than I've just said. I swear, Reginald.
Do I need to make another point?
It was in an earmarked envelope and it was to have been mailed by Mr. Green.
Fascinating. Mr. Green is the monkey in my little operation, the chief architect. It is he who will take the fall. Once this club has become my private retreat and lawsuits start flying over the missing club funds, all the evidence will point to him, and I'll throw him to the dogs.
If he ever finds out that you intend to double-cross him...
Mr. Green is weak. And as for you, my dear, you're nothing but a faded old hen, and it's past time you were put out to roost.
As requested, Professor Plum, the latest edition of the Lamps letter, courtesy Dr. Black.
Oh, let me see.
Steady on, old bee.
Will that be all?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. White.
Well, tell me, what does the Lamps letter say?
Well, it says here at the very back, Professor Peregrine Plum is a grub.
What?
He called you
A grub! That does it! This is the last straw! It wasn't enough to snub me all these years now. He must publicly slander me, humiliate me.
I couldn't help. But over here, Dr. Black has ruined me too.
What are you up to, Miss Scarlet?
Oh, I know what it's like to suffer at the hands of abusive Reginald. He wants to tear us down, one by one.
I can't rightly say Dr. Black has the bear on me yet.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. I met Mrs. Peacock coming out of the library. She was carrying a gun. She told me all about your scheme, your little fraud with Dr. Black. It seems your little forgery scheme is out. What? Yes. And Dr. Black knows too. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to destroy you as well.
I'd better go and find Mrs. Peacock.
What are you doing with that rope, Miss Scarlet?
Well, I had a little idea in mind to catch Black and frighten him a little, show him I mean business. And a brave man such as yourself could be a great help. This little scheme, it's really quite simple.
Oh, excellent designs, Mr. Green. I always admired your early work designing cathedrals and museums, but you really outdone yourself with your plans for my private estate.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, don't look so modest. What's up, old boy?
Look, Black. There's something on my mind, and I just don't think I can hold it in much longer.
An attack of conscience, Julius?
Well, it's not right. We're doing scapegoating Miss Scarlet. She's poured her heart and soul into the club, and we're pinning the theft of the club funds on her, and frankly, she owes me a great deal of money, and it's not even my money. You've got the money now, Black. It's not too late. We can put an end to all of this.
And why would I do that?
Well, have you known Scarlet to ever move back on a threat? She'll do anything to protect her own interests.
As will I, Mr. Green, and I assure you I am not frightened by the likes of Miss Scarlet.
Black, you will leave her alone.
And you don't frighten me with pieces of lead pipe. I had an interesting phone call a while ago with Miss Penelope Cookson. She is not at all happy about the theft of club funds during her tenure as president, and it looks as if her investigator is closing in on some of your associates.
Look, Black.
No, you look here, Mr. Green. You are the architect of your own demise. You thought you could wheedle your way out of debt by passing off forgeries in the name of the good colonel. How long has this been going on, I wonder? And what about our dear Mrs. White? Wasn't it you who persuaded her to hand over the club money to your goons to give to you so that you could lend it to Miss Scarlet? And who was it who bribed her with the offer of my elusive penthouse in exchange for rigging the election in my favor? I wouldn't be surprised if she'd like to kill you for your deceit. But you can protect her and your precious Miss Scarlet, and possibly even the reputation of the good colonel if you cooperate. If I were you, I would.
I don't understand. Why are we doing this?
The idea is to trap Dr. Black, throw the rope around him and tie him up, and make him give up his sham of a presidency and let him know there'll be worse to come.
But what are we supposed to do with him then?
If he says no, we'll hang him from the stage. Oh, that would be so poetic.
I do love poetry.
Oh, you'll be able to write the last chapter of Dr. Black's.
I don't understand, Miss Scarlet. How will we lure him?
I suppose I'll have to seduce him.
Wait, I've got it. Dr. Black loves black coffee. I see him drinking it all the time in the later hours. He loves the stuff. That's why his breath is always so sour. We'll make him a fresh pot.
Brilliant idea, Professor Best-Idiot. It's 10:15. Let's set the trap for 10 o'clock. You go and prepare the coffee, and I'll get this rope finished. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Hang on. I don't know how to make coffee.
Unbelievable! You men don't know how to do anything for yourselves. I'll make the coffee, you fix the rope, assuming you can do that. Oh, God.
Looking for something, Colonel? Mrs. Peacock.
You don't deserve to speak her name. She's far too good for the likes of you.
Almost as good as this painting of yours. It's a farce.
Come on, Black. I cannot be exposed. You'd like me to beg, wouldn't you? Well, I didn't get these from being a coward. I'll pay up and we'll be done, okay?
As far as I understand, you're bankrupt. Your lavish lifestyle at the club has done no wonders for your assets.
I'll get the money somehow.
I'd be interested to see you do that. Till tomorrow, Colonel. You must find a solution, or it's good night to your art career. Get the picture?
I just don't know, Mrs. White, why I bothered to go on.
By the way you're carrying on, I'd say you'd had quite enough.
Listen to Mrs. White. Drink won't solve your problem. Here, let me help. I think it's time we went home, dear. Come on. Just a minute. Now, I think it's time we went now, dear. Come on, where's your coat?
Oh, no.
Come on. Come on, let's go.
Okay, you can stop all your silly, sycophantic games already. It's all over.
For you, maybe. Not for me.
Oh, you think you're still getting a pinheads, do you? Ha!
I know I am.
Oh, well, know this. Penelope Cookson is on to me. She's got private detectives on to my boys. It's only a matter of time before they trace the missing funds to you, and if I go down, you're going down too. Black will see to that. He's wiping the dirt off his hands just so he can wipe it all over us. It's that through your wrinkled cranium.
And to think that I had to get him elected president. You've played us all like a fiddle, Mr. Green. You and Dr. Black. I hope you guess what's coming to you.
No, just Black.
If you're going to do something foolish, I'm not going to be responsible for clearing up the mess.
Oh, okay, I'll go someplace quieter.
Oh, it's you!
Blazes? Scarlet?
Someone hit me!
Oh, it's not what it looks like. I didn't hit you. And why am I in this blasted rope? Is this some kind of a trap?
It must be meant for Dr. Black. I'm going to go and find Dr. Black.
No, wait. I'm pretty sure I heard a gunshot earlier, and is that someone walking around upstairs?
It must be Professor Plum. He was helping me. In fact, this was all his idea. Professor, are you up there?
I'll give you a lift home, my dear. Come on.
Where the Sand Hill is Miss Scarlet?
I'm right here. Mr. Green bonks me over the head. Oh,
What? Now?
yes. Just a few minutes ago.
Well, I thought I heard a noise.
I did too. Sounded like a gunshot.
That's preposterous.
Where's Dr. Black?
Dr. Black is missing.
How so?
Well, he's not upstairs. I just looked.
Dr. Black likes to stay up late. He's a bit of a night owl. It would be unusual for him to leave.
Reginald Black is unusual. That's putting it mildly. Come on, let's go now. Now.
Oh, Colonel, I've had way too much to drink. I need to use the ladies' room.